Hello and welcome back to the Stack Cash AMA. This is our 14th AMA, and today is August 5th, and we appreciate you all having us. As always, I'm Muddy Mo, board member here at Stack Cash, and I'm also joined by a couple of the board members. I know it's busy today, so I know Doc is out with the family, and also we got Vin. What's going on, Vin?
Not much, my friend. How's everything going?
Man, I'm in a great mood. I am a great mood. Now we missed last week's AMA.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
skipped the week.
It's all right.
Yep, but we're back in full force. It's just a great time in DeFi for Stack Cash. Um, how you feeling about the DeFi space right now, Vin?
Very sad. It's very
Yeah,
sad in the DeFi space. It's just, I don't know, man. It's like I see people trying these projects. It's just like you're on pins and needles, right? You never know.
mm-hmm. Exactly. And this to me is just so much that's coming to pass. A lot of projects in the DeFi space have been trying to hold on, which is understandable.
Yep.
But with Stack Cash, we're trying to strive. we're gonna thrive.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
up and to the right is kind of what we're shooting for here. So,
that
um,
works for me.
heck
Absolutely.
yeah, heck yeah. So as always, just some house cleaning. We'll definitely talk about the DeFi space. Kind of Stack Cash's niche and what we pretty much want to grow to be. And primarily, one of the main things we'll be talking about today is team treasuries, team leader entities, and more specifically, team migrations. So, without getting into it, one thing about team migrations that we have here is essentially our referral program is nothing like you've seen in DeFi. So nobody gets paid on the deposits or withdrawals of their team members, and all team leaders are a part of their team. That is significant. How you feel about us having that as a first mover, Ben?
I love what we're doing with the teams actually because, like you just said, it's everybody has to participate. Everybody has to be active. Everybody has to get involved, and yeah, you don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to get airdrops from your team leader and all that stuff. And I've been a team leader, and it's like I always took care of my teams, but not everybody's like that. Coming out of the gate, they'll reel you in, and then all of a sudden it just fades away because the project
Yep. And it forces to
way, and
me, it
that's
forces
the end of that, right?
right. To me, it forces people to be fair. Team leaders, there's advantages to building teams, of course. But even in one of our board meetings this week, we were discussing like all the different opportunities that you could have, and what
Yep.
happens, when we have migrating teams.
Right.
And one thing, a lot of people like bigger teams, or I get more rewards, but that's not necessarily the case all the way with Stack Cash. So we have a lot of different options, and we'll talk through some different strategies that
Yep.
people can use. Stack Cash is essentially built to allow. That's why we talk strategies. A lot of projects don't talk strategies with the with the users of the platform.
Yep.
This
And we got
is
and we
Yep,
got
go ahead.
utilities. We got utilities to go along with the teams, so we can talk about them too.
Exactly, Van. Exactly. Um, but yeah, again, I mean, we're just at a point where we're creating a project, all of us together. You guys too, are a big part of this project, and we are using the project to grow each other. So it's just exciting times.
Yep.
Um, as you come in, or as you're looking at it on a repeat on Twitter, welcome. Please feel free, if you're on YouTube, hit that red button, hit that subscribe. Also, hit the like, it gets our algorithm up. And if you're on Twitter, definitely comment, like some things, so forth and so on. Also, one key to this for a little house cleaning before we get into it. Feel free to join our Telegram. Free to join our X. It's not Twitter anymore.
I
um,
keep calling it Twitter too.
right. I can't stop, man. It's
Uh,
Twitter.
yep.
But yeah, feel free to follow us on X. And also feel free to join us on Discord, YouTube, the whole nine. We're available pretty much everywhere. And again, this is a project for DeFi users by DeFi users. And just talk about the transparency and the fairness we have a lot in store. I know you guys can hear my voice. We have a lot in store for you all. So buckle your seatbelts and get ready because, a couple of things that we're going to talk about towards the end is, our timeline. So a lot of people been waiting. Hey man, I'm ready to buy stack tokens. Hey man, I'm ready to jump in and get an NTT. Hey man, I'm ready for the product to be out. We are too. um, exactly. That's mutual, but the main thing is doing it right. And
Yep.
the way we've approached it, with the fairness, with the using multiple developers, not just one or two devs, and having a fair launch that's coming up, we'll talk about. All these different aspects is things that make Stack Cash great. And the main thing is making it sustainable where you can grow over time. So I
Yes,
am
sir.
excited.
And adaptable.
And adaptable. Exactly, Vin.
Hey
This is just
everybody, man. Sorry. I was waiting for a minute. I had to step away, so I apologize. But I'm happy to be here. So definitely ready to jump into all this.
you
Awesome.
right on time, Doc, man. Happy to have you.
Yes, sir.
Very good. So today, guys, we'll talk more about the team building piece. Now, let me say this before we jump into a couple more house cleaning items. One thing that's really important to understand is that you know while we have team building, and again, going back to my previous point, where you don't get paid off deposits or anything like that. So it's a first mover for how we're building this team stuff. Also, bear in mind, that this project grows through participation. So there's no shame here in building a team. And there's no shame in somebody leaving your team, and that's important to understand. A lot of projects haven't been built, for people or users to have the flexibility. But overall, it just builds our project, and again, I always say R because you guys are part of the team too. It just makes this just makes that cash phenomenal. So, how you feeling today, Doc?
Good. Just ready to rock and roll.
Very good, man. Very good. Vin, I know you got a party to get to, man. So we're gonna be quick today. We're not gonna be too long.
It's all good. Yes,
Love it,
sir.
man.
More parties than you can imagine. And big families. That's how it goes.
I love it, Vin. I love it, man. It's always a celebration, right? I love it.
More people to talk to Stack Cash about, though. I love that too.
Ooh, I love it. Yes, sir. Also, Vin, talk to us about your TikToks, man. We got a Stack Cash TikTok now, and Vin is a star, man. Talk to us,
Oh boy.
Vin.
Yeah, I'm just dabbling in it. And you know how the first time you start doing things and you look back on them later on, you just goof on them and whatnot. But it's TikTok, right? So that's what it's all about. But yeah, I get some more coming out. I get some things prepped and some videos going, and I got to just put them together and everything. And yeah, I can't wait. So stay tuned. Just go check me out, laugh at me, like me, whatever you want. Just check it out.
Y'all go check Vin out. Just Vin, I'm not gonna lie. I anticipate your videos, man. It's just so down to earth.
That's
See
it.
Vin by the pool, man. Oh man, I love it.
Yeah, you know what? We don't put anything up on like pedestals, man. We don't try to like masquerade around and cover up stuff. We just people right down to earth, just doing our thing, talking the truth.
I love it. I love it. And you know what? A lot of you guys will be able to relate to Vin, and not just Vin, Doc, myself. We got another board member coming on. What's going on, Little Fish? Let me see if okay. Little Fish in the back might be coming on in a second. But
Awesome.
it's just the relatability, and you guys all always know, in DeFi projects, customer service means a lot. People have
Yeah.
questions, people want to know stuff. I just love having the team that we have and kind of how we're built. So, all right, guys. So on the screen, you see our link tree. As always, come check us out on the link tree. This is the biggest resource to Stack Cash you'll have outside of our website, which will be coming soon, which we'll talk about towards the end. Remember, we always have alpha on these AMAs, so we always have new stuff coming. And then again, as I said before, we're gonna have we have definite timelines for a few things that you guys can start looking out for and start getting prepared for. But altogether, this is our link tree. Come here to find different videos, all the resource videos, our light paper, our white paper, which is coming very, very soon. And that's going to be exciting. We're going to talk about that later. But everything else will be here. We have our AMAs here. We also have all of our videos. Also, we'll have shorter videos as well to help lead people through specific, people have a lot of different questions. So our thing is making sure that we offer you guys the best resources possible to be as prepared and equipped for the Stack Fair launch, the NTT launch, the early adopter launch, 3 different launches we have coming up. So there's there's many opportunities for you to come be a part of it and come experience this with us. As we kind of said earlier, right now in the DeFi space, it's kind of in shambles a little bit. We're DeFi users, so we know, what we're offering here is a new fresh start for a lot of people. You got a good chance to have a head start on that. Also at the very top here, we have our social medias. No longer, I don't know if this is going to change the symbol, but Twitter, as we said, is X. Stack Cash on X, also Discord, Telegram, YouTube, and you can also shoot us an email if you so choose. Also, Vin, I got to get that TikTok put up here, so we'll get the
Yes, sir. Yes,
we'll get
sir.
our TikTok put on here. Stack Cash, one thing is great about it, it's built for everybody. So young, old, wherever you eastern part of the world, western part of the world, whatever country you're in, we really are a melting pot of DeFi. And just fighting for the freedom to be able to earn on our own terms. So also here we are with our link tree on X. I'm sorry, not a link tree on X. Our Twitter, our X. I don't even know what to call it. Our X. Come check us out. Here, we have all of our information here. We'll talk again about the light paper a little bit later. We have the light paper and everything here, so you can come view us on all these different social media platforms. But if you come to X, that's one of the main places you can find us, where we'll always be available to you guys and keep you updated on what's going on. And last but not least, I know he's on. Let me see if I can pull him up. There he is. There you go. What's going on, little fish?
Hey guys, how you doing? Sorry, I'm a bit late.
Look, man, perfect time. I'm just about to talk about your Medium articles.
Okay.
But shout out to Little Fish, another great board member, who does great Medium articles, and most of the things that we're going to talk about today, he has outlined here in reading form. So as we always say, we have video format, but we also have team members and others in the community that have Medium articles, which it's a quick read, a 6-7 minute read. And this is something, I know we talked about this in our board meeting, and that's how we kind of got it here. But the migrations of teams is something I think we haven't jumped deep into, but today we'll have an opportunity to kind of dive deep and get you guys an understanding of the different opportunities within teams. All right, so before we get into it, guys, Little Fish, you have anything to say about your Medium, man?
Oh no, do you know, it was a while ago since I've written that one. I mean, obviously it is all about teams. Yeah, a lot of good stuff in there, and why it's fair, sort of compared to other protocols. Yeah, I think, like I say, if team building is what you're about, then you definitely want to be part of Stack Cash, really.
Exactly. And another thing to kind of add onto that, to me, I think we're bringing team building back. I'm a 7-year vet in this, so for me, I know in early goings, it was huge. You had influencers, you had just regular people telling family and friends about their whatever project. So with what we're doing here, we're a first move for how we're approaching this. So hopefully, guys, feel free to get your popcorn and come and join us if you have any questions or if you want to talk about anything. The team building that we offer is just phenomenal. And not just that, a lot of people, before I have to say this, a lot of people, they're afraid of team building. So, I don't want to feed just the team leader and stuff like that. Again, that's not how we work. But the main thing about Stack Cash is we have plenty of opportunities, either within the team or on your own, for you all to join and grow your own bags. So I know a lot of people like nervous, like, I don't want to do, I don't know anybody. I don't, I know one thing in life I was always told is not what you know, is who you know. And early in life I just hated that because it's like, I don't know anybody. Well, over here at Stack Cash, especially with the board members that you even see here, we all have open arms for you guys. If you don't have a team, we'll find you a team. But the main thing is, learning what's going on and kind of getting involved. So very good. All right. Before I jump into it, guys, you guys have anything to add? How you feeling today?
Super duper, baby. I got to go to a party later, and I'll be chilling out, having a couple of drinks, hopefully. It's nice weather today, so all good.
Yeah, man. I hope you guys stay cool out there. It is.
Oh, yeah. It's been brutal.
Some places, it's like they got the red warning up. Like, it's like very, very hot. Like, don't play with this heat.
It's very different in the UK. It's been raining all day.
Oh, it's those rainy days, huh?
Yeah.
The
Now,
US
is it hot rain or is it like cooler rain?
No. It's not. It's not the same as it is even across Europe. Really, it's very, very mild weather here. We kind of have a nice day and then a very wet, rainy day. And today's a very wet, rainy day.
Well, good day to come in and join the AMA and learn more about stack. Oh man, I love it. All right, guys. So just a little bit of alpha. We've talked as a team. And I know today we're talking about teams, but we've talked about releasing different items especially items that we have prepared. Dev's working hard in the background. We got team members working hard in the background. This week we'll be coming up. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting on the white paper. So the white paper is pretty much prepared, and we're going to have that released to you guys. So all my readers, if you guys want to read up on what's going on with Stack Cash and, want to read about the insides and exactly what we're doing here, that's the perfect place to start. It's going to be the white paper. Also, we'll have the light paper. It'll have a version 4, I believe, of the light paper available. We have a new roadmap, just new things to look forward to. But I will tell you guys, August and September will be very, very busy months. So you want to stay tuned on what's going on with Stack Cash.
Good.
All right. So before we get into the team portion of this, just one thing of note, just so everybody understands, NFTs, we have NTTs, which is similar to NFTs, works the same way. Essentially just sticks to your wallet. And also remember, Stack Cash is a DAO. So everyone has a vote in pretty much everything that goes on, whether it's board level or even at a DAO member level. So just remember, before we even talk about teams or anything like that, you all are part of the bigger team, which is the Stack Cash team. So just remember that, the fairness that we're trying to offer here and the opportunity for you all to have a voice is very, very important. All right. So before we go into team leader entities and team entities, going back, we have the early adopter release. So we don't have pre-sales. As you guys know, our Stack token is a fair launch, and everybody, even us, have to buy it. Nobody owns Stack right now, and nobody will until the Stack fair launch. So everyone would have an opportunity to, buy Stack when that opens. However, right now you have the early adopter launch, which you can basically get a head start in the project in a lot of ways, and you can have ownership of a project. Looking around, looking at some other blockchains and some other major projects in the space. One thing about us is we're as decentralized as possible and as transparent as possible. So we don't want to get in any kind of legal trouble. We want to let you guys know we're being very, very smart to stay clear of any of that. But what we do have, so we don't have a pre-sale or ICO of tokens, but we do have is a pre-sale of, part of our treasury. So you'll be an owner just along with us other board members. And I'm sorry to talk so much, guys. You guys have anything to add? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, remember when we do give the date for the Stack fair launch, remember that's the best opportunity for you to get your Stack token with no tax, and that's a week-long event. So that's a great opportunity right there.
Great point, Van. No taxes. Now, remember, our Stack token is 10% in, 10% out. And then, also we got some stuff about the decks coming in the coming weeks. You guys are gonna love this. we're kind of feeding into all the DeFi with what we're trying to offer here. But great point, Vin, about the Stack fair launch. You'll be able to buy it with no fees and be an early Stack holder. So,
yep.
And here's just the funds breakdown. This is important. Again, other projects have had troubles recently, especially with what they do with funds. With us, that's the biggest thing. A lot of projects kind of keep this to the to themselves and don't really show that, but we're just showing here, hey, this is where all the funds are going, essentially to all liquidity and early adopters. So
Yes, sir.
all right, let's keep it moving, guys. All right, so let's start down here. So I got a
And
couple
look,
things I want to show you guys today. But the main thing we're talking about today is team specifics. So again, us being a first mover, one key to Stack Cash is, first off, as a user, if you're not a team leader, you'll be able to change teams freely. Now, we do have some limitations, so you just can't constantly change teams. However, at the same time, we want users to have the option to be able to choose a team that they want to be a part of and grow a team treasury and actually, join shoulder and shoulder, arm in arm with others that are like-minded. So here again, we have multiple different contracts within the Stack Cash ecosystem. We have the Stack token, which pays reflections, and they also rebalance. So those are essentially rewards that go to users and especially team treasuries. Also, we have CBC, we have Cashbox, all these other functions are parts of Stack Cash that thrive. The team treasuries at least thrive from those portions of the project. So we'll talk a little bit more about this in just a second, but we have a payout structure where it shows essentially, how teams earn rewards. Now, I will say this: every single day, especially if you're in Cashbox and you hold Stack, every single day you should be getting more tokens. So if you hold Stack in your wallet, you'll get more tokens, right? It's essentially like Bitcoin on steroids. Hold Stack, get more of it. Not just that, it's super deflationary. So I mean, that's just the store of value. You don't want to trade that. We got something for you traders coming up, but for right now, the Stack token, just remember, it's the backbone of Stack Cash. But ultimately, what that does is it's less available over time. And as long as you hold it in your wallet, you'll be able to receive reflections. So we have those. We have Cashbox, which is 0.5% per day. Really phenomenal there. And just other ways that teams and individuals can get paid or get rewarded. One major portion that's available every day is our sweepstak. So sweepstak again is our daily sweepstakes. Whereas this is a pool that's not connected to anything else. It grows on its own and it pays fairly. And we have a whole lot of other ideas to go into this as well. But for now, it ends every day at the same time, and it'll be able to reward you. And especially if you're on a team that's active and participate, it rewards you in a lossless fashion where you don't lose your deposit. Your deposit goes towards either Stack or into Cashbox. All right, guys, I know I've been talking a lot. Tell me what you guys think about this stuff so far.
Well, for me, I think the best thing about the team aspect is really just that whole fairness of making sure that everybody gets a percentage back of what they're putting in. I mean, that's essentially what it is. If your team's not participating, then those rewards are going to be lower, and if they are, then they're going to be massive, really. But if you don't participate yourself, then you don't get any, and why would you? You got to participate to earn. That's fair enough, isn't it?
Great point. Why would you? Like, even if you're a boss at a workplace or something, you still got to show up. Like you can't just, I hired the team and I'm here. I just get paid from now on, right? No, you have to show up and put your elbow grease in and grow that treasury. Great point there, Little Fish. Great point.
Yeah, I love that too because even as the team leader, you have to participate. But if your team leader just slacks off, if I'm underneath the team leader, I can just go ahead and participate more than them and earn more than them too. And that's a great feature too. And not only that, this project's all about interaction. It's just not like set it and forget it, come in and compound or claim. We want you to interact. We want you to show up. So that's what's great about this project.
Exactly, Vid. The more people that interact, the better it's going to be for all of us, especially on your team treasury.
Yes,
So
sir.
great points. Great points. So simply put, what is a team treasury? Essentially, everyone who gets into Stack Cash, if you want to earn reflections on Stack, if you want to participate in anything on the cash side, you have to be a part of a team. If you don't know a team, if you don't want to choose a team, we'll choose one for you. But everyone becomes a part of a team treasury. Team treasuries do two things. They have governance, so you can vote within your team. So that's something that's phenomenal. And that's something that a team leader gets to nominate whatever the team gets to vote on. That is an advantage of being a team leader, is you get to nominate for votes. However, within the team, you vote based on what's really phenomenal is you get voting weight based on, your stack tokens that you hold. We'll go more into that in the future. But the main thing is, each team gets the opportunities to vote. Also, just for some treasury details, just so you guys can kind of get an understanding of it. One thing is, we have what's called team leaders, which is the person who you use their wallet address to basically join under their team. But we also have team partners, which is everyone else. So everyone who's a part of a team is called a team partner. Team leaders, once you get your team leader entity and once you build a treasury, you're stuck in that treasury. That is your treasury. So you want to keep building that. Also, one great thing, again, I've said this before, one great thing about our team treasury system, our team building system, is that as a team partner, you can leave your team at any time. If you don't like what's going on, you can go find a team, or you be given a team if you like. But as a team partner, you can also always move around. And I said this before, just some key attributes to the team treasuries. They don't determine the individual success as a user that you have in Stack Cash. However, it vastly enhances your rewards and your perks. So, as some people might not even remember they're on a team, they might not even care, but you'll still be able to get rewards from our team treasury system. So it's just pretty much fair to everybody.
Yeah, and your interaction as a team member doesn't make your team leader money like some other projects do, and they just take the rewards off every time you deposit or compound and all that good stuff, So equal playing field here.
Exactly. And one thing is it's really kind of month to month. Like Vin said, there's no uplines here. So people say, oh, how many uplines is it in? Who's the top leader and all that stuff. There's no dev wallet here. So the main thing is you're going to be a part of a human a DeFi user's team at some point, because there's no top wallet and no upline, so it's no trickle down effect. And also the rewards are based on how much a stack a partner holds, and or how much a partner participates over the course of the month. So we'll get into that in just a second. But again, no uplines. Team leaders must participate to earn. And you can compete daily with the team, or you can kind of do your own thing and just, you'll be adding to a team treasury, but you'll be getting rewarded from that. So,
yes, sir. Anytime you see uplines, you get that Ponzi scheme going on.
Yep.
And you know what? Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, it's Doc. Sorry, but yeah, I just want to say real quick. No, there's a problem. Everybody knows, and that's why people are asking, "Who's the upline?" What's that? You know why people ask these questions? People ask these questions because the name teams has been used in DeFi incorrectly. There was never really teams. Okay, what it was that people who started this stuff in DeFi. And everybody's just a copycat too. People aren't innovative enough. They don't think for themselves. They go, "Oh, well, these guys are doing it. I guess I'll just copy them." But it was never teams. Look at it. All it is like online internet affiliate marketing. They paid you a commission to bring someone in so you can get paid and fill your wallets. And if you felt like sprinkle a little to somebody else, then good. And and then people started doing other things and airdrops. But they've given teams a bad name. That's not what a team is. That was just people getting paid off of others people's funds, bringing them in and just bring them into a project, not caring what happens. And that's why I think this is the proper way and the fair way. That's why I'm looking forward, excited to it, because it's just wrong. It's not a team. And once people get that through their heads, they'll stop asking the questions and I'll realize, oh crap, this is actually what it's supposed to be. We all get rewarded from our participation, and the team leader even has to participate to get rewarded. They don't just sit back, like a fat cat and just collecting for no reason. So it's a lot of great things that I know you're going to keep breaking down, but I just had to really go on that little tangent because people need to understand this.
Yes, sir.
Doc, my bad. But no, great explanation, especially about what we've been accustomed to. People just taking the same systems and jumping over here. And a lot of people say, "Hey, man, what's taking you guys so long?" Part of it is this is a first mover for how we're treating these teams here. Again, this is for DeFi users by DeFi users. So we're a part of it too. We know essentially through experience, what to look for. So great points there, Doc.
Yeah, hey, let me just add to that too. And there's some other projects where you need to have a utility token in order to reap the divs off your downline in order to have that. So yeah, you would have to purchase X amount of utility coins to make money. Now, how Ponzi is that? All right, think about that. That is the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. We ain't forcing you to buy something else to make money off a downline or anything like that. No, sir. And not only that, you earn your NTT once you get 10 people underneath you. You don't even have to purchase it. How awesome is this?
Exactly. It's totally free for you to be a team leader.
And it's a nice pun you added in there too, because yes, who's getting benefit of the Ponzi of you buying some other token just so that you can earn rewards?
Ridiculous. Yep.
Exactly. And also the way we kind of done it is it really prevents a lot of like major dumpers. And in the past we've seen that there's a lot of team leaders are the ones that's dumping, so yeah, great points, guys. Great points. So real quick on some specifics for us. So we've essentially made it to where you'll get your stack rewards. If you're in Cashbox, you'll get those rewards as you so choose. Also, you'll as a team treasury, essentially each team treasury has a birth date. So you got a team leader, team partners, and a birth date. After their birth date, there's two distributions. The first distribution, you get a part of the team treasury's reflections. So as each team member buys and sells stack, the team treasury grows, and a portion of those rewards from the team treasury. Remember, we have our protocol treasuries and we have team treasuries and users. Everybody who holds stack gets reflections. So these team treasuries will be getting reflections. And then also in that first distribution, you'll be getting CBC team pool rewards. So as a team, as long as you guys are participating in Bitcoin, BNB, ETH, or whatever your favorite DeFi project, shout out to Tina. She said, "Hey, Shib is coming over here now to BSC."
That's
so
right.
if y'all want to have a CBC team, a CBC pool for Shib, we can also do that as well. But again, your team treasury gets rewards to you as a team member for holding in CBC. So for the stack treasury reflections and the CBC teams, the key there is this is how this distribution works. Hold more stack. If you hold the stack, will be the more amount that you'll get from your team treasuries rewards. Also, you want to hold your principal in CBC team pools. If you hold the more principal you hold or even add to, is the more you'll be able to receive from that first distribution from your team treasury.
Nice. Yeah, I believe Shib's going to lay it too, right? They're already on Binance. Didn't they just add them too? So another thing is I'm glad we're on the Binance Smart Chain as well,
Oh, man, say it, man. Binance Smart Chain is looking like one of the strongest moves, one of the strongest moves that we decided upon.
Yep, yeah, solid.
It's solid. CZ solid from what we've seen, and it's tried and true. It's been used a lot. So yeah, good point there, man. Real quick, second distribution. We have the obviously the team treasury rebalances. I think we went over that before, and also Cashbox rewards. So again, each team treasury are participants in these contracts. So your team treasury, as it grows, that second distribution, this is all based on how much you participate during the month. So if you buy a lot of stack, you'll get a higher percentage of your team treasury rebalance in that distribution. It's just say if you bought no stack that month, you will get no distribution from your team treasury. So you might want to buy some stack. The second distribution is really about activity. The more active you are, the more you get rewarded, and that's including a team leader. And also the big one that you guys are most familiar probably with CD contracts, right? And here we have our Cashbox, which is our main CD part of the project. Again, each team treasury has a cash box, which obviously keeps getting rewarded at 0.5% a day. So a portion of that goes to the team members based upon how much they've added into their cash box principal during that month. I want to have to go through the percentages real quick, but every time a team member buys into or mints cash into Cashbox, a portion of that goes to build your team treasury. So overall, guys, these team treasuries can get really, really large. And then some people are going to say, hey, I want to build my own team treasury. I want to start building our own team treasury, So if you have a team that's not active, you can change teams and find a team treasury that's going to help you on these distributions. Last but not least, real quick, and I'll let you guys jump in, is daily, each team, each individual first gets to be a part of Sweepstack. All you have to do is lossless, is add to your Cashbox principal at least 10 cash, and you'll be able to qualify to be a part of Sweepstack on an individual level. On a team level, right? If you mint into Cashbox and you also buy stack tokens at an equal value, that number is taken and used to add a value to whatever your team has essentially bought or purchased during that day. And you can win direct BNB, and we have some other goodies that can come from that. So Sweepstack is a way that you can earn every single day. And not only just that, you can compete within your team. We said teams can vote, teams can do all this other stuff. It's great. But you can also, again, you can compete against your team members for more of that BNB pot every day. So
Nice. How about that? BNB. Win BNB. I mean, I love that.
see, man, the main thing is we know, BNB and other blue chips and all that other stuff. That's why we have CBC too. But
Mhm.
the key is participating, and then you'll get rewarded in many ways. So getting direct BNB from Team Sweepstack is just crazy, man. It's just something phenomenal. So
Yes, sir. And hit the cash sweepstack as well. One day, imagine that. That'd be awesome.
exactly. Have it all at the same time,
Yes, sir.
And then I know you got to cut out, man. But if you got to cut out, let me know. We got
Yeah, I
a
got
few
5
more
minutes.
Okay,
Sure.
cool. Okay, so real quick, so being a team leader, there's a lot of key points to being a team leader, and I'm not going to go through all of those points. The one thing I will say is essentially what makes a person a team leader is if team members or other users use your wallet address to basically be on a team treasury. So now the main thing we're going to talk about in just a moment is going to be migrations. So how that works, but team leaders can earn additionally just from building a team, and they also have nominating rights on that team. So that's the extent of what a team leader gets. I mean, it's nothing extra, but they have to be a participant and participate in all these different parts of the project in order to receive those rewards. So they're just not automatically given. And again, team leaders do not earn off of deposits from other team members. They earn from the team treasury, just like team partners.
Good stuff.
All right. And I'm gonna get this last main part. I know Vin got to get out of here, but this last main part we'll talk about is what we kind of want to talk about today is migrations. Now, in a lot of projects, once you join a team or once you join, a referral group or something like that, you're pretty much stuck on that team. There's no, oh, I want to change teams or no change in your mind. Here, we know things change. That's why we're adaptable, because we understand how things change. But also, the way teams are built is you have to be on a team to start, right? But you can also migrate and have those under you grow into a different team. So that's what we call, we have a parent team and we have migrating teams. This does two things. One, it does not allow your team to get too large. So, a specific team can only get to a certain size because there are going to be a lot of migrating teams underneath it. Another is that it gives you as a user and as a team leader some decisions to make, right? So should I stay on this parent team or should I migrate with this person I signed up under? So it's just different options here. Vin, before you cut out, what do you think about our migrating teams and all that other stuff? What do you think about that?
That's another first mover right there, right? I think it's awesome, man. Yeah, because like you said, you might not be a person that, goes out and recruits like 9 people or 10 people and You just want to play on a good team that's solid, and so that's why when you get on a team, know the person you're with, if you can, obviously, and grow a solid team, and then if you feel like you're loving it and you see how much your team leader's making and you want to just kind of move on yourself, you can do that at any given time, man. Just grab 10 people, solid people that are going to just participate with you all the time. And other things I was talking to some younger folks in my family where they were talking about getting a community wallet as a team leader and building a team underneath that. So there's a lot of strategies out there as well. You know what I mean?
Now, that's if everybody can, that's their own user custody. So if y'all want to make community wallets, go ahead. No problem. Sir. No problem. But yeah, I love that, Vin. That's just different ideas. And I think this migrating thing, it just adds a different layer of options for a user.
Yeah, and it's fair. Think about how fair it is too. Like you said, no team can get so large and overpower another team. So that's another great thing.
Exactly. Now, the one thing about migrating is, the sooner, just say if you guys are really adamant about getting your own team treasury, you want to do that as soon as possible because you'll be a part of a parent team, and whatever you deposit in that parent team stays. That's the one aspect that's good about being a parent team. But however, once you break off, now you have your own treasury to build, and now you have an opportunity. So we'll give people an opportunity right before the migration to either stay with a parent team or continue on with the new team and grow that new treasury. So
that's another first mover right there, right? That's awesome. It just doesn't. We don't just kick you out. You know what I mean? We give you the option. You got to confirm it, approve it. So yeah, all the little things that we're doing right here that other projects don't really think about. That's what makes it even better. I love it.
Exactly. Vin, do you have any last words, man? I know you got to get out of here, man.
I gotta say is stay tuned for some TikToks. Stay tuned for some contests to win some committee NTTs, and just the other thing is check out the white paper. Check out Mo's videos that he's made. The video format. You can read the white paper right after. Listen to the videos and then read it, and you can comprehend it better. Again, read Little Fish's Medium articles. Those are great as well. I know Doc's got a few videos out there, so. This team is incredible. There's so much information out there that we have put out so far that projects that have been in the space for years haven't had this much information out, so precise, so clear and everything. So yeah, like I said, just everybody enjoy their weekend and stay tuned. Come visit us in Telegram and Discord. Stay active. Check out our socials, and we appreciate everybody. Come talk to us. We'll just talk about anything you want. We can hang out. So yeah, that's about it.
Vin, always a pleasure, man. Salute, man. Drink one for me.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, guys. I'll catch you later.
See you, Vin. See you, man. Love having you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, be safe.
Thanks, Doc. Take care. See you, Little Fish.
All right. So yeah, continuing on with the migrating teams, just so everyone's clear. So, again, you'll join, just say you're on a person who doesn't have a team NTC. They haven't created a team treasury yet, but you just like how that person works. You think that, they have an idea or a plan for a team treasury. You can join under that person, and until they have that team leader NTT to their wallet and they build their own treasury, you'll be a part of whatever team they're on. So that's essentially how it works. And it's, that's as upline as it gets. That's as MLM as it gets. And that's not really MLM at all, because it's, really doesn't involve a payment. But the main thing is, again, having the freedom to create multiple treasuries. Now, once a team treasury is created, it's there. It's that vault that you own, right? And it doesn't go anywhere. So again, and it's stuck to you as a team leader. So once you've created that team treasury, you're kind of stuck with that. So just bear that in mind. But again, we talked about the option. So the option of, if you want to stay with that parent team now, I think Littlefish said this week, and this is a great point. Some parent team treasuries are going to be large and offer a lot of rewards, right? So just say if a parent team had 100 members on it, while we're growing our team treasury, some users might want to stay on that parent team because it's like, hey, I'm getting decent divs over here. I'm getting decent airdrops. I think I want to stay on that parent team. again, before the migration happens, you'll have a chance to stay on that parent team. However, again, just as there's advantages to staying on a parent team, there's also advantages to migrating to that new team, especially at the start of it. As you're building that treasury, the larger player you are, the more stack you hold, the more advantages you'll be able to have. So that's key. Doc, what do you think about the migrations and how that works?
Sorry, I had something pop up on my end, so I'm sorry. I don't have the best
Oh
internet.
no, take your time. Take your time. And Littlefish, I'm sorry, I'm just getting you back on, man. Tell me what you think about the migrating teams and how that works.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting, isn't it? Especially as we've kind of been thinking about giving people the choice to migrate. Like you say, you may be on a team that's paying really well, and you're thinking, well, actually, I don't want to split, and it may be that the potential team leader doesn't even want to split across. I think we would have to cap it at some point because we don't want teams to get really large. But yeah, I mean, we're just trying to give people the options, really, aren't we? And I think that whole migration thing and keeps people interested in promoting it, because you may be a team leader and all of a sudden you've lost sort of two groups within your team, and then your team's got a lot smaller, so you want to keep promoting it. So if you think about how that works for the protocol, that's going to be phenomenal, because it's just going to be keeping it in public eye, as it were, always trying to promote it, because people are always going to be wanting to build their teams up, and getting that treasury built up, really.
Exactly.
So they get those dibs back.
I think you had some really, really good points there. And I'm just thinking about now we do have a minimum on a team treasury. So just say if everybody leaves a certain team treasury, and this is to kind of prevent abuse and some other things. But just say you lose half of your team, or you get under 6 team members. At that point, now your team does not earn those team rewards, right? So that's big, and that's going to keep, especially as a team leader, there's competition there where you're going to have to keep keep growing that team, if you so choose to do that. So there's ups and downs to being a team leader, and I like that. And about the parent teams getting too large, that's another thing as well. Now, just know, as a user, people are going to do their own math and do your own research and all that good stuff. But also remember, with larger teams comes less percentages that you can get, especially if you have, just say you have a couple H board entity holders and a couple larger whales within your parent team. You could run into a situation like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna try these waters over here, and let's see if I can make more gains for myself every month. But yeah, we will probably have some type of cap, so one team just can't get too large. But yeah, that's a great point, Littlefish. Just the added aspect of competition and really, I don't want to say tokenomics, but just strategy.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of strategy going to go into this, because you want your team to do well, so you want to be helping promote that and get more people on board, but you want to be the right people as well. Like
Exactly.
you say, you may have some big hitters on your team, so that's going to kind of reduce your percentage that you're going in with. So I think, as Ben said, really kind of getting a group of friends that how much they can put in a month. That's probably a really good strategy as well, because you're all getting an even amount and you know what you're getting. Yeah.
Exactly. And one thing I'm even thinking about is you can have a team dump. Since users can move teams, if you're not a team leader, you can move teams freely. You might find a situation where one team treasury, if a team leader is not doing right, or they're not adding enough funds or whatever, you might have a situation where you have to change teams. It's just a lot here. And that team leader have to get back on the wagon and continuously make sure that team stays active with people and get new people in. So two things. One thing, this helps with marketing, helps to continue the project of marketing. Remember, Stack Cash is built off participation, so it helps that. And also, again, the main thing, it helps us stay fair. With all these different strategies, people will figure out ways that they'll make gains, but the fairness of how this works is ultimately here just to help the protocol and mostly help the users. So good stuff. So parent teams and migrating teams is something we haven't seen that in DeFi. This is a first mover for how we're creating it. So associated with that, this kind of brings us to the end, guys, and to the last couple points. Doc, do you have something to add, man?
Oh no, yeah, I'm sorry. It was before I had something that pulled me to distract me for a minute, so I couldn't answer. But no, I mean, you guys said a lot of great stuff, and it's just the fact that yes, look at it as like you're working, you're having your own business, right? You want everybody to be productive. You want everybody to hold and pull their weight. You want to build a strong team that everybody's doing things together. And then yes, there's going to be gameplay, there's going to be people moving and back and forth. But if another team does migrate and something happens and moves over the same token, all you're doing is helping like another group, somebody get promoted, right? Like in work, somebody does a good job, they start building up things, they get promoted, they get their own internal team. And at the end of the day, yeah, you want to be, like you said, where you feel you're getting your fair share, or it's not too big where you're not getting enough divs. But by the same token, the way it works, in my opinion, the way everything looks, is it just keeps things overall for the entire health of the protocol, which, yeah, the team treasury, sure, you want to get that from that, but there's so many other parts to everything that is going to build and contribute to the overall health, so that it really helps everyone win. So, you may feel like you're not getting something one small part, but you're going to get in other parts of the protocol because of the way it's keeping things balanced.
Great points. Great points. And even to add on to that, also one thing that's really great is whatever your profile is. So if you're a whale or if you're a fish or a shrimp, it doesn't matter. Big bag or little bag. This project is built as long as you participate to help you grow. And the team portion, the team treasuries, to be honest, especially if you're not a big player, it really helps you, the little guy, kind of climb up a little bit. Because activity alone, if you just active with whatever you have, it allows you to kind of thrive a little bit more, and then you'll have more stack, and then you'll have more chance to grow your cash box, different things like that. So really good points. So and kind of connected with this now, with first movers in the space comes first move responsibilities. So we will have an opportunity. We have 3 different launches. We'll actually have 4 different launches. So the first launch is kind of underway now. You can still be a part of it. Is our HBOR NTT launch. Again, buying part ownership in the project, in the protocol treasuries, not a token, where when it's out, you'll be able to receive tokens from that treasury. However, other than that, there's no pre-sale, anything like that. That's the first portion. The second phase, which we're going to be entering into very soon, which check out our VCs and our AMAs next week, because we'll have a specific date for this. But that'll be the team building phase. Now, whether you know a team you want to be on or not, the team building launch, I should say, is 2 things. I'm sorry, I skipped one. Let me go back. The second, after the HBOR, the first thing we have, is the early adopter phase. So this is a chance for you to come and you can get a HBOR NTT, a board NTT, a committee NTT, and not just that, just for helping us get going and get started as an early adopter. You'll be, have a specific head start in Cashbox CBC, or you can receive USDC back after the distribution. So the early NTT is the first thing up, and getting the ownership is what we want to get out there. Again, I know a lot of you guys are used to tokens and getting a plan with tokens. This is more ownership here. So to Doc's point earlier, right? Just like the team builder, if you want to, promote somebody and stuff like that, you can also promote yourself, right? By getting a board, HBoard, or committee NTT. That's where you earn from the protocol. Just like if you are a franchise owner in a major company, right? If you Burger King, McDonald's, or whatever fast food y'all like, but just like that, you'll be a franchise owner with getting those NTTs. That's important. A board NTT, community NTT. That's how you get above and beyond. Everybody has a team treasury they're a part of, but that's the extra. And the third portion, which connects to this more closely, is the NTT or the team building phase. So after the early adopters, and we got that phase underway, the next phase is everyone can come on and join the team. You only have to approve one transaction. It's no cost. But either way, just to get prepared for the next phase, everyone should come on, even if they don't have a team. We'll give you one. But team leaders, especially, before we go into the final portion of the launch, which is the Stack Fair launch, you want to build your team as early as possible. That is essential, because if you were to do that, you'll be able to take advantage of the stack distribution and get a higher percentage for your team treasury. So those would be, in essence, like the OG or the legacy teams if you join or start a team at that portion of the NTT launch. And the last and final launch we'll have, obviously, will be the Stack token launch, where you'll be no fees, but you can come on and you can buy Stack tokens. I know some of y'all waiting on that, but I'm telling you, the early adopter where you can get an entity early, the team portion where you can join your teams early and still buy an entity if you so choose, are also just as important. So just remember that, if someone came in with the same dollar amount for the Stack Fair launch, the only advantage that you'll have is that if you have a board entity or committee entity, that's how you get an additional amount in addition to your team treasuries, so forth and so on. All right. So, guys, tell me what you think about that. Give me any thoughts that you guys have.
It's really exciting.
I said
can't
about
wait to get started, really.
Yeah, there's just a
Words
lot
out
of
of your
great
mouth,
things. A
literally.
lot of great things to look forward to. A lot of great things that are not being done currently. A lot of great opportunities for everyone to fairly try to make sure they get their fair share based on their participation, how much they're contributing, how much they're growing their positions, and all that. So there's just a lot that people could feel that they're not going to get shafted by just joining someone who's going to screw them over and promise them the world, and they're going to get nothing.
Yeah.
Good point, Doc. Good point.
It's all about fairness, the whole thing, really. That's why the whole thing was created, isn't it, really? And, to your point earlier, Doc, it's about sustainability. It's not just this small part of it. It's part of a bigger ecosystem, and it's all built to be sustainable and long-term and scalable and fair. And that's what it's about, really.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, that's what made it unfair and some of the other parts that is going on. So I call it affiliate marketing. They're not teams, because they don't care if a lot of the project sustainability or what happens or other mechanics or tokenomics. All they care about is continuing to grow and compound their team stuff. And sometimes it seems like they don't even care about anything else, or even the project itself. That's why these things blow up.
Yeah.
Good point. And I love the fact that what we're doing here is that cash. We're actually forcing, if you're a team leader, we're forcing you to care. You could lose all your people. Like they'll go join another team, like no question. So great points, guys. Great points. So again, what's to come? So before we let you guys go, one thing that's to come is the early adopter launch. Again, you'll be able to get a board entity, a committee entity, and come join us in the Telegram, Discord, or on X if you want to get more information about that. That's the ownership. That's where you get above and beyond. Then beyond that, we'll give you guys some dates pretty soon on when the team building starts. So again, it's no cost unless you want to buy NTT at that phase, but there's no cost to come and joining and building a team and getting prepared for the Stack launch. And last but not least, we'll have the Stack launch. So as far as information to come, I told you guys we're going to give you alpha every single time, and we have more strict timelines now. Now we got the devs working good and team members working good. So the next thing in line this coming week, again, we will have the white paper available for release. That is a big deal. I'm going to do a little video on it. We'll get that out into the people. That's going to be really, really big. And then in the coming weeks, we'll have the white paper. I'm sorry, a light paper, updated light paper. We'll have also a new roadmap, so you guys can get a clear time frame for all this stuff to happen. And then last but not least, the two launches, or the launch that we're most concerned about first, is going to be the early adopter launch. That's going to be big for ownership. Like, again, it's kind of hard because I know people are in the mindset of pre-sales and tokens. Well, this is even better than that. This is ownership in perpetuity. That's something you might want to be a part of. So we'll have dates for that to come, but be looking out this week for the white paper. And also tomorrow we will release We were meant to release this earlier, but had some difficulties, technical difficulties. But we're here with the final rendition of our video form of white paper, all about Stack Cash, part 7. That'll be released tomorrow. So just a lot of good things to come, guys. Stay tuned with us. And we're progressing, and we understand what's going on in the DeFi space. To Doc's point, we understand how these other projects, haven't been up to par per se. But that's the one thing that's great about Stack Cash. We're kind of like the melting pot of DeFi. Even those who've been a part of projects that hadn't worked as well, come be a part of something where you can earn and gain with us. Guys, anything else to add before we leave?
Not really. As you said, really, I suppose the whole NTT thing is about ownership of it, whether it's ownership of the protocol or ownership of your team. But it, with ownership comes your reward. So it's definitely worth having a look at. Definitely.
No, and just lots of great stuff, lots of fairness, and don't have regrets if you miss out on something because you want to do something and you didn't pull the trigger. If you really feel something, this is different. So take the opportunity when it's in front of you.
Good points, guys. And also, what's going on, Peachy? Another board member, he's clapping it up. Stack that up, Peachy. I love that. Stack it up. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining us for our 14th AMA. Again, we try to do these on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern. So feel free to come join us. And also, again, hit that like and join us in our Telegram, Discord, X, the whole 9, if you want to know more about Stack Cash. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you guys next time.
See you all.